All right, hopefully you tried these on your own. All right, our amplitude comes right here from our A value. So our amplitude is 1/4, which means we have a vertical shrink by a factor of 1/4. All right, our period, nothing here, so it's 2 pi divided by 1, or just 2 pi, so that means nothing else has changed there. Which means that our x value hasn't, we're not changing anything, no horizontal, but our f of x value is times 1/4. Okay, so this would be 0, pi halves, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. 1/4 of 0 is 1, 1/4 of 1 is 1/4, 0, negative 1/4, 0. All right, so let's graph that. So if this is 1, then we're going to say this is 1/4 and a negative 1/4. You could also change that to just a 1/4. But I did want to show you that you can actually see the vertical shrink a little bit better when you don't. And you sign here, kind of makes like an S type shape and continues on. Okay. All right, looking now at cosine. All right, our amplitude is 1/3, which means that we have another vertical shrink by a factor of 1/3. Our period is 2 pi divided by 1/2, which is 4 pi, right? Or we can think of this as a horizontal stretch. Again, remember this part is the opposite of what we would think. Horizontal stretch by a factor of 2. Okay, what does that mean for the actual graph? That means that I'm going to take 2 times the x, 1/3 times the f of x, right? And we're going to do both of those things, which means this is pi. This is 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi. So again, another way you can think about this is to know that the whole period's 4 pi. How can I divide it up into my 4 segments? All right, 1/3, 0, negative 1/3, 0, 1/3. All right, I'm going to make this 1/3, negative 1/3 to make my life a little bit easier. You won't be able to notice the different transformations as much because of the scaling, but as long as you tell me what it is, I'll be okay with that. I just need to see that you know where things are coming from. So again, kind of turned loosely a C. Make sure that your cosine functions, that the arrows point back down. Sine one goes up and the other one goes down, because that's going to eventually turn back down, and this will turn back up, right? But I am going to be looking, this shouldn't just go back up, because then it'll look more like a parabola. All right, I'd like for you guys to then try out and work on some of these on your homework before we build in some more translations.